Meet Oliver, a white cat who was found in heartbreaking circumstance. His story began when a rescuer found him on the street, and they noticed that there were burn marks on his skin. It didn't take long for the rescuer to realise that he was a victim of abuse, and the burn mark was caused by an acid splash. The rescuer, moved by Oliver's plight, didn't hesitate to act. They carefully scooped Oliver into her arms and took him immediately to a veterinary clinic for urgent care. Do you think Oliver would be able to make a recovery? Be sure to keep watching. Upon arrival, the vets assessed his injuries and confirmed the burns were indeed caused by a harsh chemical, likely acid. His burns require immediate treatment to prevent infection, and the first few days were critical in ensuring he would recover fully. As the vets cleaned and bandaged his wounds, Oliver endured it all bravely, understanding, perhaps, that these humans were there to help him. Oliver's first days at the clinic were tough, but he found comfort in the kindness of the staff and the soothing voice of his rescuer, who visited him daily. She brought him treats, toys, and soft blankets, making sure he knew he wasn't alone. She gave him a sense of love and stability, things that Oliver likely hadn't felt in a very long time. Despite the pain, Oliver's spirits began to lift. He would purr softly when she was around, finding solace in her presence. Day by day, Oliver's health improved. The burns on his skin began to heal thanks to the vet's expertise and the special treatments they provided. His rescuer was by his side through it all, becoming his biggest supporter. She knew that his recovery wasn't just physical. Oliver needed emotional healing too. The scars on his skin would fade, but the scars left on his heart required time and care to heal completely. Over the next few weeks, Oliver showed incredible progress. His wounds slowly turned to scars and his fur began to grow back, covering the signs of his traumatic past. But even as his physical appearance improved, Oliver still faced moments of fear and hesitation, likely memories from his ordeal. But his rescuer was patient, and with each passing day, Oliver grew to trust her more. She spent hours with him, gently petting him and letting him know he was safe. Her love and patience worked wonders, helping Oliver to start opening up bit by bit. By the end of his treatment, Oliver was a different cat. His eyes were brighter, his spirit stronger. He was no longer the frightened, injured cat who had been left to suffer alone. Instead, he had become a beloved companion, a cherished part of someone's life. As he continued to bond with his rescuer, a beautiful relationship began to blossom. She had been there through his worst days, offering him the care and attention he so desperately needed. And now she couldn't imagine life without him. Finally, when the day came for Oliver to be discharged from the clinic, there was no question of where he would go. His rescuer had already made up her mind. Oliver was coming home with her. this wasn't just a temporary arrangement. It was a permanent, loving home where Oliver would spend the rest of his days safe, cherished, and deeply loved. At his new home, Oliver found everything he'd ever needed. Soft beds to sleep on, tasty meals, and most importantly, a person who loved him unconditionally. His rescuer, now his forever family, had given him not only a second chance at life, but also a place to call home. She continued to care for him, making sure he had everything he needed to thrive. Over time, Oliver's personality blossomed. He became more playful, more affectionate, and began showing a side of himself that had been hidden behind fear and pain. He would greet his rescuer at the door, purring and rubbing against her legs, his way of saying thank you for all that she'd done for him. He loved to curl up on her lap in the evenings, a warm and comforting presence that filled her heart with joy. In those quiet moments, it was clear that Oliver's journey had come full circle. From a street filled with pain and uncertainty to a home brimming with love and safety. Oliver's story is a powerful reminder of the impact that love and compassion can have on an animal's life. This white cat, once a victim of cruelty, had been given a second chance thanks to the kindness of a stranger who became his family. In return, Oliver had given her something priceless, his unconditional love and gratitude. As we share Oliver's story, let's remember the importance of standing up for animals in need, of offering them kindness when they have known only suffering. Oliver's journey is one of hope and resilience, proving that with a bit of care and compassion, any life can be transformed. Thank you for watching Oliver's story. Let his journey inspire us all to make a difference, one rescue at a time. If you enjoyed this story, please like, subscribe and share it with others to help spread the word about animal rescue.